Welcome to highlights of day 3 from Henley Royal Regatta. Friday is quarter-final day and the weather has been getting a little warmer, but the racing out there on the course has been getting a lot hotter. We're going to start with race 12. This is Agecroft and Nottingham versus Molesey in a quad scull, the Prince of Wales.
Nothing in it in the early stages and very little in it even as we go further up the course, though there is cause for some encouragement here for Nottingham and Agecroft. That's an angle which is sometimes a little deceptive, but Nottingham and Agecroft have at least stayed with Molesey and maybe a beat or two ahead of them.
Yes, I think Dennis O'Neill, the Agecroft coach, I'm sure he's looking on at this and thinking that he likes what he sees here. You know, the first part of the race we saw them side by side, and now this is the part of the business part of the race, the middle third we talk about, that you really need to make the length count, and at each stroke of your boat you can make an inch difference, and it's the Agecroft and Nottingham crew that is inching away at the moment from Molesey on the left hand side as we're looking at it.
Molesey are still live competitors, but this experienced, heavy, powerful crew from Nottingham and Agecroft has an advantage and is moving relatively smoothly through the water.
Look at that, you can see the relative size of the two crews. The Agecroft crew on our right hand side, their bowman, just the strength of him and the upper body strength that you can see, as well as the way they're using their legs together, and that really is propelling that crew. The heavier men, and women actually, you always have to work about managing your weight. When you come back onto your toes, making sure that you are moving with the boat, because you can stop the boat as much as you can move the boat when you're a heavier, stronger athlete, and they are moving the boat at the moment. Molesey, they've held on, they've been in touch, but now as you see them in front of the grandstand, Agecroft and Nottingham, they're just moving away.
A pretty awesome physical unit. Just too much power. They had enough under the bonnet between them, more than enough as it turned out. Nottingham and Agecroft, a fair old physical phenomenon, and they have pulled clear of Molesey and have achieved a victory which will mean an awful lot to them, and they move forward in the Prince of Wales Challenge Cup, and they will be a part of the weekend.
Coxless fours are often a moment for the umpire in the front of the launch to get the flags out, but not so much in this heat of the Wyfold Challenge Cup. This is Commercial and Thames.
Rowing here for the right tomorrow to row against Sport Imperial, who we saw looking very impressive against Mercantile Australia about half an hour ago. So again, we're lining up a quality semi-final, but of course by the time we reach that stage of the competition, everything is of the highest quality, and this is not a done deal yet by any means. Yeah, looks as though this one is bubbling up quite nicely. I don't expect Commercial to give way in any sense. They are 4 cussed athletes, those 4 over from Ireland, and Thames, we know too, have plenty of growl, plenty of determination, no little muscle, and a certain corporate race savvy, which means that this is very liable to go right to the wire.
Yeah, and it's all about the winter training now. It's all about how you've worked together, got that. And look, John Hedges again, he's just saying to Thames, move over, boys, step over. He's actually speaking to the bowman there who's got the foot and making sure that James Palmer does react, and he's still got his flag out. And you look at that, he may lift up his megaphone again and ask again, but no, he's happy. The flag goes down. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a tight finish. You don't want to be steering at this point of the race. You want your boat to be going as sweetly and as smoothly and as set up as possible. Looking at Thames and Commercial here, Peter, what a race.
Fantastic, and as you say, Thames could have done without such a sharp directional change there. They've had to row an extra metre or 2 because of it, and it could be that cost them dearly. I say could be because nothing is for certain here. This is nip and tuck, inch for inch, stroke for stroke. Easing out for the line, pushing for the line. Is it Thames? Is it Thames? I asked the question and have no conviction about the answer at all.
I've just heard it from the announcer. You're going to see the Thames boys lift their heads. They have won by 1 foot. What a phenomenal quarter-final here on Friday.
The River Thames at Henley can provide one of the most unpredictable race courses in world rowing, and today was no exception. None of these races went according to script.
I will start you like this. Attention. Go.
Oh dear, it's so easy to do. You are so trained as an athlete to go on the G of the go.
They are probably being warned for about 30 seconds. Mine goes back when you see John Hedger, the umpire's flag out to his colleague. And that is a disaster! Oh my God, they're going to lose the race unless they do something! My goodness, what happened there, Kat?
Crab, it was a crab on his right blade, but actually they've recovered it and they're having a massive adrenaline shot as a result of that that's enabled them to sprint through, and they will make it. This is not comfortable for the Olympic champions. I mean, his head's going down there. My goodness, I don't think they've got anything else. It looked like he almost stopped.
They're holding their heads, the spectators. They can see what has happened. The lighties have gone through. You can see the smiles on the left-hand side of Adrienne, the launch there, because the two lighties, I think, have gone through. This is what our sport can do to you. Olympic gold medal, no respecter of form, no respecter of what you won in the past. It's the training in the bank. That's what counts.
The regatta is often a canvas to see past, present and future Olympians and stars of world rowing, and no different today in the Princess Grace for quad sculls. We're about to see Nottingham and Warrington combination, which will effectively be the British under-23 boat this summer. Only been together 12 days. On paper, they should be a scratch boat. Didn't look like that today.
So the under-23 quad will be wanting to make a statement here ahead of going to the under-23 World Championships in Plovdiv later this summer. The Oxford Brookes crew came through qualification and they were losing semi-finalists in the senior women's quads at Henley Women's Regatta just a week or so ago. And so, you know, they're going to have a point to prove. They're always great racers from Oxford Brookes, but I think the under-23 quad are going to be here to, you know, send a message that they represent the future for British women's rowing.
Through the midway point, and the under-23 quad have really shown their class.
They've got a lot of experience in at under-23 level and at junior level. There's a lot of talent in here. There's some names here that I think we're going to see for the next few years breaking through into the British women's team. It's really exciting to see them. Really good technique going on there, powerful as well, really classy.
We're looking at a masterclass, really. So they're really taking it just in their stride, by which I mean sort of they're not racing flat out, they're really just doing what I guess we would call that UT1, just sort of a bit above steady state. That's their quality which has really taken them ahead of the Oxford Brookes crew. It's a fantastic achievement for the Oxford Brookes crew to be in this event, and credit to their coach Alan French. They have raced hard all the way down, and that's credit to the programme of Oxford Brookes University. And I believe your former partner Catherine Granger is honorary president, or
she's the vice-chancellor.
Vice-chancellor, my apologies, yes, vice-chancellor of Oxford Brookes University, because of her connection with rowing.
Yeah, they're a very strong programme there, always good racers.
So as the crew from Nottingham Rowing Club and Warrington Rowing Club, with an odd tideway sculler thrown in the middle, across the finish line, there are the Oxford Brookes ladies just crossing the finish line. They're going flat out, as you can see. It was a tough race for them. Heads go down.
All the men's club events start off huge in the early days of the regatta and of course get cut down day after day after day. The Thames Cup is no exception. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty now. Watch this one between Agecroft and Tideway Scullers.
Next race is well underway, and it's a real gut-buster, a heat of the Thames Challenge Cup between Agecroft Rowing Club from the northwest on the left-hand side of your picture and Tideway Scullers, who we were just talking about, on the right. And this is head-to-head. Agecroft have won, I think, the previous events where they've come up against each other, but they know it will be close, and boy is this a gutbuster.
Oh my goodness, they are going to be hurting for what they've done so far, but everything to race for now coming into the enclosures, everything to race for. What have they got left? Who's had the hardest winter training program? What's going to tell now is who's got that extra bit to put in.
There was a look from the two-man of Tideway Scullers, Sean Blake. That's the motivation sometimes you need, Kath, to get back.
Well, there's desperation in both crews. They've got to find something extra, haven't they? Tideway Scullers have got to find something extra. They've got that lead still in Agecroft. They've led from the start. They've just got a nose ahead, but they are going absolutely flat out.
Sensational race. I think Agecroft looked the more fluent, the more relaxed, but there's still time left for Scullers to come back. Agecroft leading. Scullers on the left of your picture, Agecroft on the right. They just have the advantage, but it's so close to call as they come to the finish. Agecroft, Scullers, neck and neck. Oh, we're not on the finish line here, but I would say that was just Agecroft. They think they've got it.
I think by a nose, but brilliant tight race.
So there's the replay of the finish. Eyes into the boat. Nobody's looking out here because you know that the final two strokes could make a difference. We've seen races lost on the last stroke. Confirmation of that race that Agecroft Rowing Club from the Northwest continue their incredibly impressive progress. Tideway Scullers, they're really pleased to be this far in the competition on Friday.
The Princess Elizabeth Trophy draws schoolboy eights from all round the world trying to win that particular trophy. This is Scotch College versus St Paul's, Australia versus Great Britain. It's impossible to avoid the cliche, this is the ashes on the water.
So, there we see, this is the best schoolboy rowing in the world that you will see. Scotch College from Australia on the left of your screen. St Paul's we're riding with now on the right. One hell of a race in prospect.
Tight racing out of that start. Hard, they all know they've got to lay down a mark and try and get an advantage here. This is a big final for both these crews. They've got to get through this tough one, and they'll want to try and get an early advantage somewhere.
If you put them under pressure, the Scotch College crew, maybe that front end will disappear. You can see the distance. I think St Paul's are moving again. It's a question of what Melbourne have in the sprint. The Scotch College crew from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. At the moment, they have the advantage. We've got about 400 metres left to go in this race, and it's close.
It's very close. St Paul's have actually got to make another move. They've crept back, but now they're going to have to do something that actually takes back the couple of men. They've got to lift that if they want to get level and get ahead. And of course, the question is who's got that final sprint? Who can really lift it? They've put so much in already in both these crews.
This is going to be a magical contest. The St Paul's crew are winners, the Melbourne crew are winners. They are both at the top of their tree. The best schoolboy crew in Australia, we're looking at them there, versus the best schoolboy crew in Great Britain, head to head. The Poms against the Aussies. Who's going to win? St Paul's coming back on the finish. They are charging and charging. There is about 300 metres to go in this race. It's not over yet.
Everybody's rushing to the bank to watch this race. It's been talked about and heralded. You can see everybody now on the edge of their seats. They're kind of pouring behind the deck chairs to see this race. But Scotch have still got a nose. They're still ahead.
Yeah, it looks like Scotch College can't be broken, but St Paul's are coming. There's about, a half a length in it. St Paul's have got an awful lot to do. Scotch College, they are just in front, about 20 strokes left. The effort on the St Paul's crew, the agony in the faces, but Scotch have kept that rhythm all the way down.
They have. Their power has told. They've got more power. It's getting so scrappy now. St Paul's just can't lift again. So tight.
Oh, that was a fantastic race. St Paul's just couldn't hang on. The heads go down. They put absolutely everything into it. The Melbourne College 8, they keep their heads up. Amazing contest. I can't believe this is only the quarter-final stage. We've got another 2 rounds of this event.
So that's Friday done and dusted. The weather has been kind, but it has been a long, warm day. We'll see you tomorrow, live as ever on YouTube, every race. It's obvious where I'm going to go now. I'll see you tomorrow.